Right, so I know you can't see too much, the water's a bit cloudy. I've been staring it up. So, not on purpose, I ain't just been sat staring the water, the soil, but obviously planting some of these. I've still got some left, look. I threw a bucket full of crips away yesterday and I don't like to, but I don't want any actual planted in the ground on there. That's all Anubias or Java fern in that one, so, well, duckweed. But you know what I mean, so I can just lift them big bits of wood out and everything comes out. It's so easy. This one, I'm just going to try and keep on top of them now I ain't got the grass. Cut them back as need be. Now, my thinking of it is, I've just put the three of the rocks just there, just as a bit of hardscape. But the plan is for these will all reach the top. I mean, some of them are already nearly there. I mean, the last lot was of it. But across the bottom, obviously, it's hard to see. It's a bit dirt. But there's space to swim in and through and round all the roots. So I've done crypts to about, it's on the tank to about here. And they're all the way back, like 3 deep. So there's like 6 or 7 in there, different plants. And they'll all grow. And when I'm actually using my proper filter, it'll blow them all this way, so they'll all just like float that way. And then at this side, again, it's going to look a bit bare for a little while, but that's how things are until they're growing. I've got these other plants, which I can never remember the name. I've got them on other videos, so I'll have to deal with it. But there's 3 of them, so one in between the stones, and they get a bit lily-like in the fact that these big leaves end up floating on the surface, and that'll give them a good bit of shelter. And under all that crypt, when that crypt grows, and if you see my old videos of this tank, you'll know that the crypt that was in there, this is all part of, literally just swamped like this much of the tank as just one big ball. So I'm not going to let that happen. I was always dealing with the grass. You couldn't see the root systems and the actual stems because the grass was halfway up to them. I say the grass and stuff like hair grass is excellent, but by hell, you need to keep on top of your game. And I ain't always got the time. I've got time, I kept it reasonably nice, but yeah, so I'm going to let this settle down. So I'm running it on this E-arm filter here to clear the water, get all the dirty soil what's floating about out, and then as soon as that's ready to go, I'll plug my other one back in and off we go. So for a day, well, I'll be putting the fish in next weekend, so it's a bank holiday weekend next weekend, so I've got 4 days off work, and we'll get him in his new base. But yeah, single better in there and an 80 litre, so it's 2 foot, it's 60 centimetres, 45 centimetres breadth that way, and then it's 30 down, so it's real easy to work on because look, my hand's that big. I can reach the bottom with only just getting a wet wrist, which is nice. But yeah, I've ordered, as I said, I maybe said in one of the other videos, one of those, it's like an aluminium frame that goes around the top, and then you put a white netting over, which literally stops the light by about 2%. It's negligible, but it actually gives you a lid so that Nout can jump out, because I am going to put some snails in so that they can blaze about the only thing you can have in with a fighter, or my fighter, not any fighter, people have other fish with them. I've never been that lucky, man, are always nutcases, which is why I like them. So yeah, there's the Mass Spec Razor on its programming. See, depending on light, because now I ain't got the grass, I only bought that because I wanted a real strong light to grow the grass. That's on a full timer system. You just press the button, like that, and then it lights up. You can actually see, the video doesn't seem to show it, but then I can program how much brightness I want at what time with each LEDs. There's blue LEDs for night time, there's all that sort of stuff built in, but a very good light there. Strongly recommend. But yeah, I mean, I know a lot of marine people use the bigger mass specs. This is one of the freshwater ones. But yeah, so there we are. This is what happens when, just on a weekend, on a whim, you end up pulling all the grass out your tank instead of cutting it. So I will video again. So it won't look much for a little while, but it'll grow in nice. Yeah, I'll have another look later on, and it should be clear by then, so I'll cut back to it then. Bye.